we all know things happen in cycles, seasons, patterns, and you either see it and ride that wave, or you're not learning the lesson and you keep going through it. And I just heard somebody say, look back at the last 9 months or the last so many years or whatever, and see where you were. Which it is always interesting if you take specific time out to do these things, to me anyway, where sometimes people will, I don't think anything's for coincidence, right? Like you'll hear things at certain times because you need to. So even that I needed to hear because she said another time frame, and it happened to be like around a time when things seemed to start to crumble or a bomb was thrown in. And it was like, well, what happened? Right? And it was also remembering where I was on the good side, but not necessarily the bad side, meaning where was that fall? Where was that trip? Where was it that I didn't recognize the pattern, or I didn't choose differently, right? So it was like I was aligned in so many ways and feeling better than ever with that alignment, with loving myself, with forgiving myself, with doing shadow work, with healing myself, all these things. And it was like, what was the trip up? Because I kept beating myself up for a long time because I was ready and I was in a better place and I was whatever. But I was also still super eager and still not perfectly balanced in that I was racing, rushing, pushing, wanting, desiring stronger than receiving, allowing, trusting, believing. And so when we're in that state of desiring, wanting, pushing, trying more than the other, I find that fear can creep in that you're too eager, you're too excited, so you're not steady, you're not calm, you're not aligned fully. And so, when things were presented, opportunities arose, and they looked like they were disappearing or it wasn't going to work out, instead of allowing that, trusting that, standing strong in my alignment, not leaving me, not abandoning my wants and my desires, not leaving me, I did leave me. So instead I did leave me. Instead I did go, oh God, right? That fear, oh God, jumps in. That fear of, I better, what if? And I leaned more into the fear. So then the looking outside oneself, that chasing, that all that. And again, there's always a fine line, but it's recognizing where I was leading from. Like that was the slip off. And it's almost like once you slip off or get pushed off, however you want to claim it, the reason I say that is because it was my choice, right? I wasn't aligned. I wasn't strong enough. So it's always happening for us. It was just showing me, oh, you better get stronger there. And it did feel like not only did I fall off there, but then I fell off into a deep well or hole. And because it was like I got drug all the way down, right? And really had to build from the bottom up. And it's like, okay, well, if you don't want to keep going through that cycle, you have to choose differently. You have to choose you. You have to stay aligned with you and your heart and your desire and your truth. And don't act or react or jump or leap from fear, right? And we've talked about this because I feel like people hear this, and depending on where you are or what you're grappling with, you could even hear that wrong, right? I know I have in the past where because we want to feel our fear is telling ourselves something, but we have to understand what it's telling us and when it's telling us what it is. So, in other words, I could know my truest heart's desire. Let's use this podcast. This is an easy one I think people can hear. Like, I don't like to be public, and it was a huge leap for me to get on here and start talking so freely and open up more and more and more and more and more. And Was it for my highest and best? Yes, to teach me to open up, to learn, to look outside myself, to learn that nobody really gives a fuck, not in a bad way, in a good way, right? Like everybody's just concerned about themselves, and that it's just my ego that was looking to hide per se, and I have stuff to share, and so share it. And so it was like I felt the fear, but the fear was out of my ego or my lower self being like, no, versus, it's like I saw and felt that fear, but I was like, okay, but I'm moving through it anyway. This will help me grow. This is beneficial for me. And so I had to feel the fear and bust through it and keep going, versus times when the fear is serving you because something's hot, right? Or like sometimes it's serving you in that it's like, oh my God, I'm going to make the same decision, right? Like depending on where you are or how your brain works or how you operate or how you understand yourself, you could be at a spot now where your body's speaking up going, please don't do that same thing. We've already been in that cycle. It's so familiar that you want to go there. Your ego wants to go there. But your higher self is now introducing the fear, not your lower self. Your higher self is saying, don't go there. That's familiar to you. It's comfortable, but that pattern never works for you. It sucks. I'm shaking inside of you, giving you an alert, an alarm saying, don't choose the same thing. Don't choose outside you. Don't choose them over you. Put you first. Love you. Stay in alignment with me. Hello. Come back here. And so we can misinterpret our feelings, our emotions, our, like what's happening when we're not thinking for ourselves, when we're not slowing down and being honest. I think that's the biggest thing, is being able to be honest with oneself, right? Like, do you really know what you want, and do you really know where you're operating from? Can you be honest with yourself? Can you say, oh shit, I am doing this because I'm scared if I don't, I won't get this again. I won't get outside myself. Why? Because I'm not giving it to myself. I'm not filling up from the inside out. I don't believe I'm worthy or good enough or this or that. I better settle for, I better look outside. And that's a fear. That's an illusion. That's fake. That's false. That's a lie. But if you don't know how to be honest with yourself, you can excuse, you can justify, you can talk yourself in circles, staying in that same cycle, and or sabotage yourself, or in an attempt to, quote, protect yourself, which, technically that is what your ego's doing, but it doesn't see that it's no longer serving you doing that it's actually harming you now. It at one point was protecting you when you needed protection. You don't need that protection anymore. And yet you haven't woken up to that realization, right? Long enough or often enough. And in any case, I don't even recall why I came on. That's been happening again, the last few, where I'll just start to go in, and then again, it's like I come to or something, which I always find funny and ironic, considering I'm telling you to stay present. Okay. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.